you take your seats. It's slightly tight in here, but it means you'll get to know people really well in the course of the next 2 days. So I'm going to hand over to President Larry Kramer of LSE to give a welcoming address.
So thank you, Claire, and thanks to everyone for being here. And now I don't have the first line here, which was my name, Kramer. That's okay. I'm the President and Vice Chancellor here at LSE. And it's a real privilege and a delight to welcome colleagues from around the world to LSE for this really important and particularly timely conference on global approaches to generative AI in higher education, something we're certainly thinking about pretty much all the time, it feels like these days. Welcome also to the online audience. We do have people tuning in online. We're really thrilled to be able to host this gathering of the Digital Intelligence International Education Development Alliance. I want to offer a special welcome to PKU Vice President Wang and his colleagues. Oops, where are your colleagues? That's my colleague. Thank you. And welcome you. And also thank you for your collaboration in organizing our conference. And thanks to Claire and the people in Eden for putting this all together. It's really an extraordinary amount of work and really appreciated. And particularly a conference like this with people coming from so many different places. So the integration of generative AI into our research and our teaching, our operations, basically into everything the university does, presents both extraordinary opportunities and significant challenges. So as educators, we're trying to ensure that our students graduate with the knowledge and the skills and the critical mindsets that are going to be necessary to thrive in a world that's just rapidly evolving. So, and that means not only as members of the labor force, but also as informed and responsible citizens. So that means both using AI in our teaching to improve and enhance what we accomplish, what our students, what we teach. But also changing what we accomplish and seek to teach to ensure that we're preparing students for a workplace that is also being transformed. At the same time, AI presents society with critical, ethical, and practical challenges, right? Everything from algorithmic bias and data privacy to the environmental impact and concerns about exacerbating global inequalities. And of course, all of these are fundamentally matters of social science, right? These are social science questions ripe for debate at a social science institution like LSE. So this conference is meant to provide a platform to engage in some deep discussion, to share insights with each other, and to collectively begin to navigate these pressing and incredibly important issues. Since ChatGPT exploded into public consciousness in November 2022, LSE has been doing its best to actively respond with a range of initiatives in both research and education. You'll hear more about these in the coming days and also from each other. One initiative about which I am particularly excited, though I'm going to mention, is a newly launched faculty grant program. The program offers faculty an opportunity by making an ambitious and creative proposal to buy out a term of teaching for the purpose of redesigning their courses ambitiously to use AI in the most effective and productive way possible. It's to get past the natural tendency many teachers have to incorporate AI as little as they have to and replace it with an opportunity to incorporate it as much as they can and see what comes from it. The grant program comes with expert AI educational assistance. And the idea is, in addition to beginning to constitute a community of practice, the resulting courses will be made available in an open source website, beginning the process of building a library with different ideas and approaches and ways to use AI creatively in the classroom and in teaching, making it then easier for other colleagues to make the same transition. That's just one program. We have others in process, as I'm sure all of you do at your respective schools. So I wish you all valuable and productive discussions over the coming 2 days about these and other innovations and challenges. And I hope this conference will lead to future collaborative projects and exchanges among the international partners who've gathered here today. So with that, thank you and welcome, and I'll hand the microphone over to Vice President Wang of PKU.
Yeah, thanks. So thank you very much, and President Kramer, and also your colleagues. Yeah, there. Yeah, and with Ruth, your contribution, and we come see here, for this conference. So first of all, on behalf of Peking University, well, we usually say 北大 in Chinese, and also Council of the idea. So welcome everybody and attend this conference. Yeah, during the last several years, almost in every conference about higher education, and we talked about how AI change or will change higher education. I still remember last year, President Lian hosted a conference about AI and higher education, in Korea. Yeah, and I also know President Qin and talked a lot about this issue. I think it's a for PPU, my colleagues and we often talk about this, and I think it's also the mission of the idea. Yeah. In November 2023, and under the initiative of Peking University, over 30 universities around the world jointly launched the D idea. Yeah. We during the last year, we have explored new paths for digital intelligence education and innovation talent development through seminars, through joint research and platform development. These activities promote the sharing of ideas and resources, and the building of a more inclusive and equitable global education ecosystem. As the first D-Idea event in 2025, this conference will present the airline's progress in 3 areas: research on AI literacy of for teachers, development of AI capacities for students, and the building of a shared platform for AI education research. Well, like many universities here, Peking University encourage technology to empower education and promotes innovation-driven transformation. We have quickly launched general education courses and lecture series to help students, faculty, and also administrators understand AI and its applications. More than 40 AI-powered teaching tools or curricula have been independently developed by various schools and departments at PKU. We have achieved full coverage of personalized teaching for instructors and adaptive learning for students. Well, at the same time, and we have always paid attention to the challenges of AI application, especially concerning ethics and legal issues. We have conducted students such as students' use of AI and the boundaries of AI application in higher education. My field is philosophy, especially Chinese philosophy. Yeah. So humanities and including philosophy, care more about human situation. Yeah. We ask questions such as what's the relationship between machine and human. Sure, and between human and human, maybe between human, machine, and human. Yeah. Well, in China and around the world, technological advances are pushing us to rethink the meaning of the philosophy and also the humanities. There's no doubt that the humanities must pay attention to the changes today. They must engage more actively in dialogue with technology, and the world is transforming, and remain confident in their own value. Well, I often say chips are important, but hearts and minds are more important. In integrating AI into education, we need to have a warm heart to keep our minds open and actively embrace technological change. We also need a cool head to stay alert to the illusion of critical thinking caused by over-reliance to technology, and to stay true to the essence of education in cultivating talent. Well, one colleague of mine at PKU once said, AI can replace our effort, but it can't increase our intelligence. I would add that AI can certainly make knowledge more accessible, but it can't replace the ability to think independently and make value judgments. I think truth does not automatically emerge from the data. So we look forward to more universities to join the idea community. We welcome you to work with us to address the major challenges facing higher education in this year of change, and to provide academic support and policy recommendations for the betterment of human society. So PKU is ready to work with all partner universities under the idea framework, and we hope to, through our collaboration, and we can create a better future. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Martin Anthony and I'm the Director of LSE's Data Science Institute. Welcome to LSE, especially those who've travelled very far. It's really nice to see you here today. As Larry has indicated, I think in fact most of the interesting questions surrounding AI are social science questions, and I confess this as a mathematician. Things to do with its impact on society. At LSE there's a huge, tremendous enthusiasm for research into questions raised by artificial intelligence and data and society generally. And the Data Science Institute is there to support and promote that activity. So already we have a large and growing community of researchers at LSE who are very interested in these things. We've got 100 or so faculty affiliates, 50 PhD affiliates, 20 external visitors, and this community is growing and growing as more and more disciplines find ways to answer or ask interesting questions about the impact of artificial intelligence. And of course, education is one of those areas. We should be interested in education, not just because it's something that we do here. The potential impact across all levels of education could be quite significant. We have to think carefully about what that impact would be and how to manage it. And we need to try and make sure that AI is there to help rather than hinder true deep learning in the cognitive sense, not the neural network sense, and help students really learn, not skip the difficult bits or cut corners and do the things that wouldn't lead to the proper cognitive development and knowledge development. So there are many, many interesting questions surrounding education and artificial intelligence, some of which colleagues here have been addressing over the past few years, and which you'll hear about through this conference today. So I think that's all I want to say. I want to say it's a tremendously exciting, interesting area. Welcome to LSE. I hope we're going to have a very stimulating couple of days. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Cla Gordon and I'm Director of the Eden Centre for Education Enhancement, and I just want to finish off this opening welcome ceremony with a couple of brief words. So first of all, I want to echo my colleagues' welcome to you all, welcome to LSE, welcome to London. We're really excited to have you all here at our campus, and please do take some time if you can to walk around our beautiful campus, which has been transformed over the last 10 to 15 years and is a very beautiful place these days. I want to extend a special thank you to our partners at Peking University, in particular the Centre for Excellent Teaching and Learning and DI IDEA for their collaboration in organising this conference. It's truly wonderful to welcome colleagues from across the world here to LSE. We're going to have opportunity to exchange with colleagues we don't often have exchanges with, and on one of the most topical issues in higher education today. So we do hope that the next 2 days will provide opportunities for learning and exchange, comparing practice and debating both the opportunities as well as the challenges, which colleagues here have already spoken about, of appropriately, ethically and effectively integrating generative AI into our curricula and courses. However, I suppose one point I do want to emphasise at the outset is that I also strongly believe that actually the underlying question here is what makes for good education. How do we educate our students, as Larry has said, to develop the knowledge, skills and disposition to be effective citizens and workers in their future lives? It seems to me that generative AI throws up new questions that those of us working, teaching and researching in higher education have been grappling with for years. What does it mean to teach well? How can we empower our students in their learning processes? And how can we support them to learn and then effectively and fairly assess that learning and enable them to progress beyond the university? So for me, these discussions about generative AI and how we effectively and appropriately and ethically integrate generative AI into the university are fundamentally raise fundamental questions about what is the purpose of higher education and what makes for good education. So now I just have a few sort of organisational details to share with you all. So the conference runs over the next 2 days. As you know, we have a reception and dinner this evening. We're not expecting any fire alarms over the next 2 days. So if there is a fire alarm, my colleagues here who have got yellow lanyards will help you to get out of the building as smoothly and as safely as possible. If you do, I do want to extend right at the beginning a special thank you to my colleagues, because the people who work behind the scenes to put on conferences don't get enough recognition in my view, and so I'd like to give them a special Please, there's colleagues here, there's colleagues outside. If you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to approach them. Another plea from me is that we have a really packed agenda. So I encourage chairs and speakers to try it more or less. I know it's difficult, we've got lots to say, to stick within your time limits, because we want to ensure that everyone has space to speak. So that's it. I'm going to hand over to Larry, who's going to chair our first keynote panel and welcome our speakers to come to the floor. Thank you very much, everybody.